Hello，恭喜大家新年快樂，Happy Chinese New Year！希望麥明詩、黎明、郭富城、劉德華、張學友四大天王新年快樂！希望我哋個前途咧會一齊互相嚟發我哋嘅能力爬高山，一起走過的日子啦。咁樣我哋將呢個機會，我唱呢個歌係劉德華唱過嘅，係一起走過的日子，Together for Days We Stride。And it sounds like this. 如何面對陣一起走過的日子，現在剩下我獨行。如何讓生息一一講你知，從來無人明白我，為了你俾我好日子，有你有我有情有生有死有義，多少風波多自猜。With that, I will. First of all, I gotta explain. I'm finally able to clear up my disk space on my phone. Apparently, it takes a few days to free up this disk space, even though you clean up the videos and the apps and whatnot. So I'm glad that I could have this disk space. And then I'll talk about the chords. So in 2015, I have no music background. I know. I start music when I'm 36 years old. I always remember because among one of the things, I never celebrate my birthday. It was the 40th birthday that I celebrated with Nicole. So I know it's about 2000, about 36, I was able to play my one-hit wonder, Greensleeve, on the piano and sing simultaneously. And so I was really happy, and I show off to my guitar teacher, Lawrence Ferrara, as well as James McFadden. And very quickly, they showed me how to do chords. I was like kind of exasperated. It's like, it's like, oh, do I have to eat my vegetables and everything? But I think respect, really, knowing the chord really helps you for the obvious reasons, right? In music, you could think in sorts of patterns and the lay or land. But the real reason is because if you always push the envelope to perform these really nice piece, like for example, Marriage or More, like at one time I could play Felice. I lost it. I could play obviously Minuet in G. That was another one-hit wonder and stuff. You just lose that continuation because you're always struggling, right? So if you practice these chords, you're able to just enjoy the process. So I mentioned earlier, maybe 2 days ago, that the chords can be group 1, group 2, and group 3. So I'm going to talk about the group 1, which is mostly white keys, right? The key of C is the tonic. It's the lowest finger on your hand. So it's C, tonic, ho, half ho. A whole step, it's when you have two half steps. A half step is when two white keys or black keys in combination are very next to each other. So an E and an F, there's no black keys. So that is a half step, right? And obviously, like a G and G sharp, that's a half step, right? Because the white keys and the black keys are touching. And then so you got tonic, ho, half ho, right? To play the minor keys, you just move the middle finger half a step down, right? So C, tonic, ho, C, G, C, D, E, F, G, right? So C, D, E. E will be E. C, D, E. E will be C, D. Oh my God. It'll be a flat. I think an E flat. Yeah. E flat. Yeah. E flat. You just move your finger up to the black keys, right? Because stuff like that. And what you do is you obviously you play five bar blues, and so you just when you play 5 bar blues, basically it's a chord, and you establish some sort of rhythm. That you could do like 1, 2 finger 1, 3, and 4 to arpeggiate, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. It could be a very similar pattern, right? So you got 4 counts before you play the next measure. 1, 2, 3, 4, and you switch to like a G. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you switch to F. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And stuff. And after that, you do a chord progression. And I actually have access to my piano, so I'll record the chord progression. What you do is you go to the lowest octave, and you place both hands, each hand 1 octave separated, and you just play 1, 3, 5, and then 5, 3, 1 finger on your left hand, lower hand, and then 1, 3, 5 on the next octave. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So this is chord progression. And the next one, you just play it, and then move 1 octave higher, and you play it, and once you miss the chord, you just look at it and correct to get it, and it just gets more accurate. 1, 2, 3, like that. So now I'm gonna play F, because obviously C is a little bit too easy, right? F, the 3 fingers are still the white keys. F, G, F, A, F, A, B, F, A, B, right? F, A, B, and then it was a minor. It's F, A, flat, F, A flat, right? So chord progression is F, A flat, B, if you go into the minor, F, A flat, B, 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 and the chord progression, boom, F, A flat, boom, 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 like that. And so you do that for all the chords. The group 1, C, G, and F would be the easiest, and then also group 1 is C flat, G flat, and F flat. It's the same group, right? Group 2 is D, A, and E, right? So the middle finger has a black key. D, A, and E, the chord. So you got tonic, whole, half whole, and then the minor, you just move the middle finger to the black keys. The minor, D minor, will have the middle finger on the white keys instead. With that, you play the chord progression as well as that the chord that you play, and slowly it just gets more. You just know all the chords in your head. With that, I want to talk about my my coding. I was always just 2 hours away from finishing the end-to-end chat, but it turned out to be a lot of work. So yesterday I spent 3 hours trying this bug where I was able to get the atom down, but it replicates. So apparently I declare some sort of structure static, so it was sharing the memory, because I know Java doesn't leak memory, and so now I had to redesign the whole atom concept. So what happened is, if you use the interface, it's a compiler construct, but it doesn't do anything. You cannot declare a body, and you cannot declare any extra local variable, right? The interface is very good for the compiler to check everything, so you don't make mistakes. So I need to have a combination of extend as well as the interface, as well as also in a class you can have a class instance, right? So normally I have a struct, so I was not good enough, because a struct, even though you could declare some sort of ordinals, you cannot declare int, the whole string int, because I need to transport that across the network. So it has to be like an integer or Boolean, had to spell out in the whole string, right? Because you can flatten it. So there has to be some sort of, besides the struct, there has to be a class. So this is gonna take me another day. It's like the harder I push to finish it, the harder it is for me to get to where I need to go. But anyway, I should be able to get end to end, maybe 1 or 2 days. So yeah, I'm looking forward to wishing everybody Happy New Year. Oh, 文明師啊，文明師啊。Okay, so 月尾啊，28、29、30，Tony Robbin 啦，有 Rise to the Summit。咁啊，我知道你家下有華人咁樣，你唔方便，因為呢個時區嘅都係分大半日咁樣，你都唔方便嚟去 X Space 度睇我講。但係如果我錄呢個視片嘅，咁即係上網嘅，我希望你睇下。我知道你係領導人嘅，咁你會有趣睇呢個視片啦。咁Tony Robbin 啦，佢最叻啦 係講人像，即係如果你改變你個你嘅思想 is mentality，right？psychology 係你改變你個印象啊，你咁樣你會你嘅前途啊會睇睇前啲啊，因為你 your psychology is changed. With that, I wish everyone a happy Chinese New Year. Okay, I'm going to show you how to play the chord progression on the F key right here, right? So tonic, ho, half, ho, tonic, ho, half, ho, right here. So you arpeggiate fingers 1, 3, and 5 in your left hand, and 5, 3, and 1 on your left hand, lower hand, and 1, 3, and 5 on the upper hand. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then you're gonna, just gonna just play the chord, lift, drop, and release, lift, drop, and then you look ahead 1 octave higher, and then you just lift, drop, and release, and then you look ahead, and you just play it, and then if you miss it, you just correct it again, and then 1 octave higher, 1 octave higher, 1 octave higher. Okay, I'm gonna do the C chord, G chord. Just have you focus on a note. Now I'm gonna play the G chord progression. G, G, G. If you miss it, just correct it here. And do the G minor. You lower the finger half a step. G minor. You can take as much time as you want, just to look ahead and play it. So that's how my teacher, James McFadden, has taught me. Also, IU, I miss you. I love you. And hope to see you soon. Great. This is run through 1.5.60, and I will attempt to show you how it works. I was supposed to be on track to make an end-to-end chat message. However, that did not work through because there's a design flaw on how I created the atom structure. I use a static structure to save memory, but apparently it cost me 3 hours to realize. And then I'll design the whole thing using both an interface as well as a class extend as well as a class instance. All three feature because the reason is because the interface is only compiler construct, so that only allows compiler to check over the syntax, but it doesn't do anything. You cannot create any instance variable or any state uh, because you don't have any class instance. On the other hand, you do need to have a more complex data structure like a class instance because additionally housing a num, which is a type that could be like integer, you need a string value that spells out int integer because it has to be flattened transfer over the network. So this complex data structure has to be a class instant, not just a struct, because then you have to initialize all these different classes, and it also has to be an extend because there's so many like integer will have to get integer method. There's a multiple of stuff, so you need to just abstract it and only get integer. You don't want to get boolean and that's actually like integer atom, right? So you have three features. So it took me 2 days for me to redesign that thing. I moved the whole design from util to a new package called Cornerware Atom, and this is where it's located. I had to do a few more. I got a suppress on a compiler error, so I could do it run through. Uh, the run through works, but then it's not going to see any changes because there's a lack of end-to-end communication. It's starting the server right now, and this is the cloud or the KMP web service, and then change the x and y value. Once you change the x and y value, the message is sent to the back end. So 500, 200, and then reflects the client reflect the change. Obviously, it's not going to reflect because it's not reaching yet. And so this is the client. I'm going to ping it. It's not getting the message through. It prints the message, but it's empty because I had to redesign. And I do a post, and this is that ICMP, and then the layer three is the actual connect. When I connect it, it gave me no pointer exception. That's a search. I don't have the output. Where's the output? But I'm pretty sure it's the output right here. Appearance, perspective right here. Java browsing, perspective. Oh, here, console. Oh, here, see, there's a no. This no pointer exception happens on the realm, so it's not able. So that's because the atom is not correctly. It was sharing. It was sharing that static variable struct, getting a different value. But now I have to redesign the whole thing. Is getting me a null pointer exception. That's gonna take me 2 days to do it, but I should have end coming.